In the 1960s, a desert valley was transformed into the brain of the world. Today, that same valley is the battlefield for the biggest war in human history. It's not fought with soldiers, but with sand. And whoever controls this sand controls the future of humanity. But there's a secret nobody is telling you. The empire is already crumbling.
Every civilization has been shaped by the material it mastered. Stone built the first cities, iron forged empires, coal fueled the industrial 20th century. But the 21st century may be defined by something so ordinary that billions of people walk across it every day.
AI feels invisible. You type a question. A model answers. A car recognizes the road. A phone unlocks your face. A stock market moves in milliseconds. It all feels like software. But underneath the software, underneath the cloud, underneath every artificial intelligence system changing the world, there is something physical. A chip. On April 3, 2024, a powerful earthquake struck Taiwan. Buildings shook, production lines paused. Engineers evacuated some of the most important factories on Earth. For most people, it was a natural disaster headline.
Taiwan's Northern Science Park evacuated all staff on Wednesday morning after the earthquake hit, and some companies halted production lines as a precaution. Now, that park houses over 400 high-tech firms, including leading chipmaker TSMC. Following inspections, TSMC said that a small number of tools were damaged, but none of the critical ones.
But inside boardrooms at Apple, Nvidia, AMD, and inside government offices in Washington and Beijing, it was something else. It was a warning. Because the modern world has a hidden weakness. The future of AI, the global economy, and even military power depends on a small, self-governed island in the Pacific. This is the story of Taiwan, TSMC, and the silicon bottleneck that could shape the next century.
Designing a chip was one challenge. Manufacturing it was another universe entirely.
What if one company focused only on manufacturing? What if chip designers could bring their ideas to a specialized factory and that factory would build the chips for them?
When people talk about artificial intelligence, they usually talk about models. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Midjourney, self-driving systems, military drones, medical diagnosis tools. But AI does not run on magic. It runs on computation. And computation runs on chips. Every AI model needs enormous amounts of processing power. Training a large model can require thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of advanced processors working together inside massive data centers. That is why companies like Nvidia became so important. Nvidia designs the GPUs and AI accelerators that power the modern AI boom. But here is the part many people miss. Nvidia does not manufacture its most advanced chips by itself. Apple does not manufacture the most advanced iPhone chips by itself. AMD, Qualcomm, and many other leading chip designers also depend on outside manufacturers. And at the center of this system is one company, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. TSMC is not just another tech company. It is the factory behind the digital age. It manufactures many of the world's most advanced chips, including chips used in smartphones, data centers, AI systems, and high-performance computing. In simple terms, Silicon Valley designs the brain. Taiwan builds it. And that single fact changed the balance of power in the world. To understand how Taiwan became so important, we need to go back to one man, Morris Chang. Born in China, educated at MIT and Stanford, and trained inside the American semiconductor industry, Chang spent decades at Texas Instruments. He understood chips at a level very few people did. But in the 1980s, he saw something that others underestimated.
那么今天的授勋仪式，我要代表国家。
The chip industry was becoming too complex for every company to do everything by itself. Designing a chip was one challenge. Manufacturing it was another universe entirely.
And individuals to invest in new computer equipment. I'm predicting a fairly healthy growth this year, perhaps greater than 10% in the world semiconductor market, and I think the Taiwan industry will surely benefit.
At the time, most major semiconductor companies designed and manufactured their own chips. This was called the integrated model. But Morris Chang imagined a different future.
What if one company focused only on manufacturing? What if chip designers could bring their ideas to a specialized factory and that factory would build the chips for them?
In 1987, with support from Taiwan's government and early backing from international partners, Morris Chang founded TSMC. The idea was called the Pure Play Foundry Model. At first, it sounded risky. Why would the world's biggest tech companies trust a factory in Taiwan with their most important designs? But over time, the model became revolutionary. Startups no longer needed to spend tens of billions building their own factories. They could focus on innovation, design, and software.
Taiwan's dominance created a strange geopolitical idea known as the Silicon Shield. The theory is simple.
Because the world depends so heavily on Taiwan's semiconductor industry, especially TSMC, major powers have a strong incentive to protect the island from disruption. Taiwan became important not only because of its location, military position, or democracy, but because it manufactures the chips that powered the global economy. This gives Taiwan influence, but it also creates danger.
The CHIPS Act was bipartisan. It had huge Republican support when it passed. Right now, we buy every single AI chip from one company in Taiwan. That makes America less safe. And so repealing the CHIPS Act would make Americans less safe. I just don't think they'll do that.
Taiwan is located in one of the most politically sensitive regions in the world. Beijing claims Taiwan as part of China. Taiwan governs itself. The United States supports Taiwan's defense capacity while trying to manage the risk of conflict with China. And sitting in the middle of this tension is the most important manufacturing company on Earth. That is what makes the situation so fragile.
So what does all of this mean for the future? It means the next global crisis may not begin with oil. It may not begin with banks. It may not begin with a virus. It could begin with a factory shutdown.
Today, Apple is announcing that it will invest $600 billion, that's with a B, in the United States over the next 4 years.
The United States understood this vulnerability. China understood it too. And once artificial intelligence became the next major technological race, chips became a matter of national power. Because the country that can access the best chips can build the most powerful AI systems. And the country that builds the most powerful AI systems may gain advantages in science, finance, surveillance, cyber operations, weapons, logistics, and intelligence. This is why semiconductors are no longer just a business story. They are a national security story. In 2022, the United States introduced sweeping export controls designed to restrict China's access to the most advanced chips and chip-making equipment. The goal was clear: slow China's ability to produce or acquire the cutting-edge processors needed for the most advanced AI and supercomputing systems. China responded by investing heavily in its own semiconductor industry. Hundreds of billions of dollars have been directed toward domestic chip development, manufacturing, and supply chain independence.
In 2026, logical folding take it all the way to 238 million transistors per square millimeter in one single step.
If oil production is disrupted in region, the world can look for other suppliers. If a shipping route is blocked, goods can sometimes be rerouted. But if there's no spare Taiwan waiting on a shelf.
But building a world-class semiconductor ecosystem is brutally difficult. China has talent, it has money, it has industrial scale. But advanced chip manufacturing depends on tools and expertise spread across the world. ASML in the Netherlands, key equipment from the United States and Japan, chemicals from specialized suppliers, design software dominated by American companies, and manufacturing excellence concentrated in Taiwan. The semiconductor supply chain is global, but its most advanced point is extremely concentrated. That is the paradox.
Globalization made chips cheaper, faster, and better, but it also created a single point of failure. For decades, the world optimized for efficiency. Now, it is trying to rebuild resilience.
The United States passed the CHIPS and Science Act to bring more semiconductor manufacturing back home. TSMC is building fabs in Arizona. Japan is investing in advanced chip production. Europe is trying to strengthen its semiconductor base. China is racing to reduce dependence on foreign technology. Everyone wants chip independence, but nobody can achieve it quickly. The world is trying to rebuild in 10 years what took Taiwan and TSMC 4 decades to perfect.